In this video, I'm going to talk about the things that you shouldn't do when you are pregnant. But first, welcome back to Dianainthepink. My name is Diana. I'm a physician assistant and I specialize in women's health and gynecology. You are watching In the Pink, and if you're new here, In the Pink means in good health and spirit. So if you like being healthy and happy, click subscribe because you are in the right place. So your whole world can't just come to a halt because you become pregnant, even though we kind of wish that it could. I mean, we still have to basically go about our lives. We have to work, eat, take care of our loved ones. We still carry on doing what we normally do, only now we are growing a little human being inside of us. Most of what we did before we were pregnant, we can still do when we become pregnant, but there are a few things that you shouldn't do when you're pregnant that could hurt either you or the baby. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 10 things that you shouldn't do when you are pregnant. Make sure to pay attention to number 9, because I guarantee that many of you are doing at least one of the things that I mentioned before you were pregnant. And hey, I would like to know what made you click on this video. Are you pregnant now? Are you thinking about getting pregnant? Or are you just curious about pregnancy? Put that in the comment section down below. Okay, so let's jump into number 1. Don't change your cat's kitty litter. Cats can sometimes get an infection called toxoplasmosis. And toxoplasmosis is caused by a single-celled parasite called Toxoplasma gondii, and can pass that on to you through cat feces. So if you then become infected, you can then pass that on to your baby. And while you might have mild symptoms or no symptoms at all, this infection can cause serious problems with your child. Later in life, they could develop blindness or mental disabilities, and it can also cause brain damage or eye problems at birth. You do not want to get this infection when you are pregnant. Also, on a side note, be sure to wash your fruits and veggies thoroughly because toxoplasmosis can be found in soil as well. Number 2, don't soak in hot tubs or saunas, wait for it, in the first trimester. It's thought that as you are sitting in a hot tub, your body temperature rises, which can lead to hyperthermia, which just means that your core temperature is too hot. And hyperthermia in the first trimester has been associated with increased risk of neural tube defects, which are serious abnormalities of the brain or the spinal cord. It could potentially cause other birth defects and may increase your risk for miscarriage. So in the first trimester, you never want to get in a hot tub. So what about if you are in the second or the third trimester? So the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology does not recommend that you become overheated in a hot tub. They want you to not let your core temperature get above 102.2. So if you want to play it safe, it's best to avoid it altogether, but if you do choose to get in a hot tub, you'll want to exercise a few precautions. First, get your OB approval. Then, limit the time in the hot tub to less than 10 minutes. Try not to sit near the inlet where the water comes in is the hottest. If you have your own hot tub, lower the temperature to 97 or 98 degrees and avoid submerging your chest and upper body. If you feel any pain or nausea or dizziness, make sure to get out of the hot tub and avoid the hot tub if you already have a fever or if you've just exercised. Number 3, avoid certain fishes. Now first let me say that it is recommended that you do eat fish or shellfish at least twice a week when you're pregnant and when you're breastfeeding, but you shouldn't eat certain types of fishes that have high levels of mercury. Mercury is a metal that has been linked to birth defects, so you want to avoid eating large fish that eat other fish. So don't eat big-eyed tuna, king mackerel, marlin, shark, swordfish, or tilefish.
Eat other fish? The marlins and the trout. What's he talking about?
Now, a lot of people ask if it's okay to eat tuna fish, and the answer to this is yes. You can eat about 6 ounces of tuna fish once a week. Number 4, avoid working with strong chemicals. Now, this sounds like most women wouldn't have a hard time avoiding this, but when you think about it, we work with strong chemicals all the time in our homes when we are cleaning, right? Disinfectants, bleaches. So what you want to do is try to use more natural products, open the windows and the doors when you're cleaning, and if possible, just have somebody else work with the strongest chemicals. This also includes paint. So if you're thinking about painting the baby's room, it's okay for you to roll on the paint, but don't use a paint sprayer or just have somebody else do the paint spraying. Number 5, don't skip out on drinking water. Now this is totally an understandable mistake that people make because of the hormone changes during your pregnancy, and also because you have a little human being playing kickball with your bladder. You have to go to the bathroom more frequently, and this might tempt you to cut down on water intake so that you don't have to go pee as much, especially in the middle of the night, which I get is really annoying. But This is definitely not what you should be doing. You are already a little bit more likely to get dehydrated just because you are pregnant. You have increased amount of blood volume, your morning sickness where you're throwing up a lot. You also often are sweating a little bit more. So cutting back on water really is a bad idea. You should be drinking about 8 to 12 cups of water every day. So that's about 64 to 96 ounces of water every day. Along with the other health benefits that water offers, when you're pregnant, it helps to form the amniotic fluid around the baby. Okay, so before I go on, I have a joke that my dad told me as a kid. What is this? It's pasteurized milk. So dumb. So this leads me to number 6. Don't drink unpasteurized milk. Now this might not even be an option unless you live on or near a farm, but you shouldn't drink unpasteurized milk when you're pregnant because it might contain a bacteria called listeria. This is a bacteria that can cause one of the most serious types of food poisoning called listeriosis. And while anybody can get listeria, pregnant women are 10 times more likely to get it than anyone else. In the general population, it can cause diarrhea and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration, but in pregnant women, it can increase your chance of preterm labor, of miscarriages, or of stillbirth. Also, no cheeses made from unpasteurized milk, no soft cheeses like brie. Also, if you must eat hot dogs or lunch meat, you need to make sure to cook them thoroughly. And also no uncooked meats, fish, or eggs. And I really struggled with this because I love sushi, but you can still eat cooked sushi rolls, like California rolls. Just lay off the sashimi until the baby is born. Number 7. Don't take over-the-counter painkillers like ibuprofen or Aleve. Also, don't take aspirin unless your doctor says otherwise. These types of painkillers are called non-steroidal anti-inflammatories and can cause problems with your baby's kidneys. Now, if you do need to take something for pain, acetaminophen, the brand name is Tylenol, is considered to be safe during pregnancy. Number 8. Now, I'm going to be careful saying this one because I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. Don't over-exert yourself when you're exercising. Now, I want to tread lightly on this one because unless your OB has told you otherwise, you really should be exercising throughout your whole pregnancy. The benefits for both you and the baby are huge, but what you shouldn't do is exercise so hard that you can't carry on a conversation with somebody else. So you can do moderate intensity workouts like swimming, walking, riding a stationary bike. These are all considered safe. You can also do yoga, Pilates. Now, if you were already working out before you were pregnant, you can continue doing whatever you were doing with your doctor's okay. Your body will let you know when it's time to slow down. Number 9, I'm going to group a whole bunch of stuff into one thing here that you shouldn't do, and that is recreational activities where you could injure your abdomen. Okay, so no contact sports, so like no boxing or tackle football, no mountain biking, no downhill skiing, rock climbing, ice skating. And then I'm also gonna throw in there, even though the reasons are different, but no scuba diving when you were pregnant and no big amusement park rides.
No! Please, no! No! No!
Number 10, drugs and alcohol. So no alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, or illicit drugs. With alcohol, we don't really know what the safe amount of alcohol a day is, so just avoid it altogether to prevent fetal alcohol syndrome. Marijuana, when exposed to a baby in your tummy, can disrupt normal brain development and function, which basically means your child could have impaired cognition and increase their sensitivity to drug abuse. Besides causing death and serious illness and premature death in the general population, smoking during pregnancy can increase chances for preterm birth, low birth weight, congenital heart defects, and SIDS. And by the way, this includes e-cigarettes. The list for harmful effects of your baby gets even longer with heroin, meth, cocaine, and other illegal drugs. So if you have an addiction problem with these or to tobacco or alcohol, talk to your OB or midwife about getting help to quit. I will also link to a resource to help you as well in the video description down below. Now this list seems long, but when you break it down, it's pretty simple. Don't put harmful things into your body like drugs and bad bacteria, and also make sure that your body has plenty of the things that it needs. Remember, pregnancy is not an illness. Now, for the most part, you can continue to carry on as you normally do, just with the modifications that I mentioned. Now, if you are new to my channel, I have made a whole pregnancy series week by week, walking you through what to expect throughout your entire pregnancy. So like 37 videos. And I'm gonna link to that playlist right here. Click on it, find the week that you're at, maybe start with a few weeks beforehand to get caught up. There's so much good information every single video, so hope to see you over there.